A solid region, I reckon.
Aha, they're the OGs.
It's a banger.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
I'm Trevor Johnson and I'm a sheep and beef farmer from the Forgotten World Highway. Some of the country we bought was quite steep and difficult. We have pushed those blocks to pine trees, 1,000 hectares into forest and 7,000 hectares will stay in grazing. To me, it's just the best use of land. If you've got land that is not so productive, it's a marvellous way of increasing your income.
Get the Māori Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make Māori Plus your mate and stream now.
No time to fluff around today? No worries. Just swing into Caltex and pay for fuel with Pay an App to speed on through. Ooh yeah, feels good. Use it at your local participating Caltex.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough times. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved in this. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
Our top rangatahi.
Wow.
Go head to head.
What are that flick pass?
Watch every player,
What a try.
every game, live on Māori Active. Winter Tournament 2024 ki Māori Active.
A papa ki tu angatai ki mauau, I nuku hia, I niki hia. If you are reretia e hotu a wahine rua ki te wai, ki tai wiwi, ki tai waiwa, ki te whai au, ki te marama, ti hei mauri ora. E mihi tēnei, kua hinga te tōtara, a kingi tū heitia potatau te whero te tuawhetu. Hoki ki o tūpuna, moi mai rā. E te iwi, nau mai, haere mai ki te pāhohotanga o whakaata Māori, ki ngā maunga, me ngā wai, me ngā ahi kā o te rohi nei. E mihi tēnei ki ngā iwi e toru mai I tauranga moana, ngai te rangi, ngā te pūkinga, e mihi ana ki ngā mana whenua, ngā mana tangata o te rohi nei. A tēnā koutou katoa. Ki ngā kai whakahaere me ngā kai whakataitai e mihi māhana ki a koutou katoa. Tēnā rā koutou katoa. Ko te roimata wiari rangi tōku ingoa, he uri ahau no Taranaki Whanganui, e mihi ana ki a koutou katoa. So my name is, I'm known as Roy Rangi, and beside me I have, and I'll let him introduce himself.
I'm Julian David, fresh out of Paris from the Olympics. It was my first time competing, and the first time representing New Zealand in climbing, and specifically speed climbing. So I'm incredibly thankful for the opportunity I've had, and can't wait to see what these little youngsters have for us today.
So thank you, Julian. I feel honoured and privileged to actually have a subject matter expert in the sport of sport climbing within New Zealand. I think there's probably only one that may be a little bit better than you at the moment, with your colleague from the Olympics, Sarah Teslov, but she's been tasked in other areas down at Roctopia where they're doing the top rope and the bouldering. So her special skills is also she's route setting within this competition. So amazing, and thank you very much for coming today, Julian.
No
I know I
worries.
put you on the spot this afternoon, or actually yesterday, where I asked for a favour, and I think you are the right person to help with the technical knowledge within our sport.
No, I appreciate it, Ryan. Good to be here. And it's actually cool to see this competition being broadcast as well, because I was actually here last year competing and they didn't have the opportunity to have it broadcasted. So awesome opportunity for these kids.
So currently, just to let the whānau understand where we are, and we're about to start our top 16 with our senior females. So what that looks like, we're going to have 16 races qualifying from 1 through to 16. And at the moment, it appears like we have Misha Borman and Stella Boyd in the first race. So Misha is qualified first with Stella the 16th. What are they thinking about right now, Julian?
At this point here, you're trying to just calm the nerves and get yourself ready for these beeps that are about to come. Third beep and they're off. Misha is extremely explosive through here. As she passes the midway point, pulling hard. Wonderful time, 8.4 seconds for her.
O kātahi te piki pai o tērā.
Stella making her way up with the wall. Keep in mind this is a lot harder than it looks, so Stella putting in a 22-second run is very good.
Me kaha, kia kaha a Stella. So unfortunately, Stella won't be going through to the top 8.
Next out we have Samantha Hunter ranked 8th and Eva Lynch ranked 9th, so this should be a very close race between the two girls here.
So yeah, earlier this morning we had our junior females, junior males qualifiers, and these are the top 16 climbers within the female division anyway.
Very close race here between the two girls.
So currently on the left there we have Samantha Hunter.
14 seconds, very strong time from the number 8 qualifier. She'll be through to the next round. Unfortunately, that's the end of Eva's competition. Very close race.
So Sam looking very happy with herself there, and kudos to her.
And here we have Grace Hansen, number 4 qualifier, against Frances Clark, number 13 qualifier.
So given that a lot of these athletes are very new to the speed climbing, how did you feel when you first come into it, Julian?
Well, at first, it's a funny story, I actually didn't like speed climbing too much. It took a little bit to warm into it. However, once Rob, my coach, built the speed wall back in 2019 and kept training it more, I just fell in love with the sport and the adrenaline of getting new best times. As I'm sure Grace is experiencing now, getting that 12-second run, moving on to the next round.
Oh, very good. So just to confirm, I think I missed that. So that was Grace that took that race?
Yep, Grace took that one.
So
another 14-second time.
So a little bit of a shout out to obviously Whakaata Māori, the local gecko protection crew, to be able to support this. Also with Caltex and Bailey's, who are also helping out with sponsorship, which is great to see that we have these organisations that have a true passion for our rangatahi, and we feel honoured within the climbing community that they've been able to help us out.
So here we have Maya Tan-Peters on the left and Scarlett on the right. Amaya taking it another 14-second time. This will be a close finals. The next couple rounds, they'll be very close races.
Ka pai. So some of these climbers, they'll be kaore I te tōuhu. So that means their arms are feeling a little bit pumped at the moment. So a lot of them are going to 3 or 4 races now. And obviously with their lead and boulder this morning, they will be feeling the pump.
Yeah, of course. Here on the left we have Cara Hicks, and on the right Claire William. Very explosive start from Cara. Clean run from her. A solid 9.3 second run. It's a very solid time coming into the next race.
Oh, me kaha, kia kaha. Ia Claire there. So unfortunately, she's beaten there by Cara and will unfortunately not be moving forward to the semi-finals, to the quarterfinals. Ooh. So to our viewers at home, you probably can't see it, but the wind is slowly picking up here in Paradise, here in Tauranga Moana. It looks like an amazing day. Kei te whiti tara, so the sun is shining, but kei te pupuri a tāwhiri mātia.
Here on the left we have Sophia Bland and Hannah Henderson making their way up the wall. Solid 14-second run.
And who did we have there? Was that Hannah? So looking at the climbing community there, so we've had some great numbers here. So within our seniors females, I believe there was 48 climbers within their categories, and senior females, and 56 with our males.
It's a very solid turnout.
We could imagine that at the nationals.
Yeah, that'd be very cool to see.
That wouldn't be because you'd want to beat them all. So in lane B we have Freya Clark, who is a local climber here at Maunganui College, and the pips there by Rena Parks. So there's some great times there. So Rena scoring at 12.772. So within sport climbing, there's a fine margin there. They've actually gone down to 100th of a second.
100th of a second, yeah, that's correct.
Does that even play a big part in when you're climbing, Julian?
Of course, I mean, in a sport that's as cutthroat as this and you're going that fast, slips are inevitable, and as you can imagine, climbers, they feel the pressure, as I'm sure we'll experience later on today in this competition.
Yeah, so in lane B there we have Dixie Whiting. Great climbing there, and so Dixie has taken that race.
Another 14-second run. I'm seeing a lot of 14 seconds runs. I think it's going to be quite a close finals between these lot. But now we've finished all of our female qualifiers and we'll be moving on to the men's round of 16.
Oh, kia mau te wehe, kia ora Julian. So again, reinforcing that our senior males are going to come through here. So what this is effectively trying to help us out. So with both categories there, we'll be having our small and top finals, big finals.
Yep.
Sorry for my incorrect terminologies. So for our viewers there, we could probably see, so the local club that looks after this complex here, the Bay of Plenty Sport Climbing Association, aka Bobska. So I think there was previous views there that we had the Olympic route, something that Julian would climb on. Why is there a difference between the Pacific K route and the Olympic route?
That's a very good question. So these kids here to help them get up the wall, because the Olympic route may be a little bit difficult for some climbers to get up, especially in the young age. We have what's called the K route, and essentially makes it easier for these climbers to make it to the top. And as you'll notice, these guys, as they make their way up the wall, it's essentially a 5 metre deficit, so they're only climbing 10 metres compared to the usual Olympic standard 15 metres.
Oh, ka mau te wihi, Julian. So there's some great insight there with what they're trying to do in high performance speed climbing sport. So, yeah, again, I feel very honoured to be able to sit beside Julian David, the local Olympian. So, again, thank you for taking this opportunity. So, ki ngā whānau, e mihi ana ki a koutou i whakarongo mai, i a mātakitaki mai, i tā hōtaka whakaata Māori, nā reira, a tēnā koutou katoa.
Here on lane A we have Ethan Carmichael, the number 8 qualifier, against Connor Carmichael, the number 9 qualifier.
Are these two brothers?
Very, very close race. Ethan Carmichael there takes it in a 9.79 seconds. Very close race, fastest we've had so far.
That's fantastic racing. So we had the 8th and 9th qualifiers there, hence why the great camaraderie and the whanaungatanga there. So someone's going to have the bragging rights over the kitchen table tonight.
Yeah, I think so.
Zen Un going into lane A with Volk Neil Hornman.
Very tight race between the two here. Zen with the slight lead as he hits the pad in a 9.37 second time. Very solid times from the two.
So it's, yeah, again, some very great climbing, and there's some great timings being posted there. So obviously it was Zen Un that with a 9.376. So at this stage, so we talk about the pupuri, so the grip. What kind of grip strength would you actually require during sport climbing?
So I've always said to a lot of people who have said to me that they'd like to try it, you always kind of have to have a background in climbing, because if you don't, you may struggle. I did a really cool interview once actually on The Crowd Goes Wild with Josh Tronfeld, the ex-rugby player, ex-All Black.
Yes.
And he made it only halfway, which is still an incredible feat. But it just goes to show, you know, you got to have at least some sort of background, otherwise you may struggle slightly with the grip strength of it all.
So go Hugo posting the win there with a 9.066. So another close race. I think some of these climbers might have been holding a little bit back part of their qualifiers. Now the competitiveness is really coming out.
Yeah, as I like to say, letting the cat out of the bag.
I've heard someone say that before, somewhere in the Olympics.
So generally a rule of thumb is, out of your two qualifiers, your first run you take it a little bit safer. Just post a solid good time with no slips or errors. And if that happens, that allows you to then unleash your full potential on your second run, post as good a time as you can. And as I like to say, let the cat out of the bag.
So in lane A we have Keisha Kuna and Dane Napier. From Keisha's coming out of the Auckland Sport Climbing Club with... Oh, I've missed something there, so he seems to be running by himself. Keisha, so something's happened with Dane, and I've missed what's happened there. So
very,
Keisha,
very fast time there though, 7.6 seconds, one of the fastest of the day.
so just to confirm for me in my own head, so even though his opponent wasn't there, he still has to run?
Yep, so whether the opponent shows up or not, yeah, the other opponent's not fair if they obviously don't get the opportunity to race, so he's straight through.
Straight through, but so he could have almost pulled back a little bit to save a little bit more.
He could have, yeah.
Oh, there's a big slip there from Max and Florian there. Oh, and Florian taking the win with
celebrations all around. That's awesome to see. So he'll be through to the next round against Keisha. Next out we have Luca Sogimoko Faulkner and Ezra Walker.
So with Luca being quite very strong in his lead climbing and also his bouldering, so I think this is one of his few times that he's actually tried speed climbing.
Yes, this is actually one of his very first times. And there it shows he's
oh no, the commentator's mockery.
Unfortunately, he has false started, which means his opponent automatically wins and is straight through to the next round.
Okay, I know it's not part of it, but what happens now if Ezra actually false starts? What's the scenario there?
If Ezra false starts,
I do believe that both would have to run straight away. It's just like a fall. I could be mistaken, and I'll watch my phone now to let the subject matter expert Rob Moore text me to say I got that information wrong. I'll say there's
fortunately
no worries
no
with
false
that.
start.
I do believe as well if Ezra doesn't top out, they'd have to run again. Okay, so that's Luca definitely unable to move forward.
And I think Luca will be quite disappointed in that because he does have a good opportunity to win this overall thing.
I tend to agree with that assessment. Seemed very strong in his qualifiers, only to be let down by not hearing 3 beeps.
It happens to the best of them.
Has it ever happened to you, Julian?
Not in a major competition. I've come very close once. I had a reaction time of 101, which means that after the 3rd beep, the athletes can react within the 100th of a second after hearing that 3rd beep. If they move prior to that, it's a false start.
Wow. So both climbers away, and on our right-hand side we have Klaus taking a handy lead. So great climbing there from Klaus. My apologies, I'm not too sure which college Klaus has come from, so he... Actually, I've got that wrong. That was Finlay. I take that back. That was Finlay Kate taking out that race.
Finlay with an 8.47 time.
So again, he mihi ki ngā tangata whenua, ki ngā iwi o tauranga mona, kei te mihi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. So with the New Zealand Sports Week, so we're quite fortunate here in the Bay of Plenty, here at Bay Park. So there's a great, fantastic wide shot of the complex here on Bay Oval. Again, thank you very much to Bay Oval to be able to let us support this, and with the local council, Tauranga Council, City Council.
And here we have some ads coming up soon, and we'll see you after the break.
This is a solid region, I reckon.
Aha, they're the OGs.
It's a banger.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
I'm Trevor Johnson and I'm a sheep and beef farmer from the Forgotten World Highway. Some of the country we bought was quite steep and difficult. We have pushed those blocks to pine trees. 1,000 hectares into forest and 7,000 hectares will stay in grazing. To me, it's just the best use of land. If you've got land that is not so productive, it's a marvellous way of increasing your income.
Get the Māori Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make Māori Plus your mate and stream now.
No time to fluff around today? No worries. Just swing into Caltex and pay for fuel with Pay an App to speed on through. Ooh, yeah. Feel good. Use it at your local participating Caltex.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough times. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved in this. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
Our top rangatahi.
Wow.
Go head to head.
What are that flick pass?
Watch every player,
What a try!
every game, live on Māori Active. Winter Tournament 2024 ki Māori Active.
Anau mai whakatau mai rā, e mi ana ki a koutou katoa, te whānau e matakitaki e whakarongo mai, ki te aupikitanga, ki te piki e te toka, nā reira hoki mai anō. Kia ora, so we're resuming coverage here. So currently we're in Mount Maunganui at the speed climbing complex here on Blake Park in Tauranga, Mount Maunganui. So we're just moving into our quarterfinals.
First out, we have Misha Borman versus Samantha Hunter.
Unfortunately, Samantha Hunter has false started, so she won't be moving forward. So once it gets into final, it can be quite high risk, high reward. So unfortunately, okay, Misha has decided not to finish off that race. So now we have Amaya 10
And Grace Hansen. As you can see, the athletes standing onto those pads that I was talking to you about.
I'll cover. Just first names, last names.
Very quick waist there. Very close.
So I think that was Hansen taking that. So coming out to set up in the quarterfinal, we are up to Henderson and Hicks.
Ready.
Very quick start from Cara Hicks on the right. Unfortunately, a slip from Henderson.
Cara
which
Hicks.
puts Hicks into the finals with an 11.43 second time.
So another local climber taking the rewards in that race. So it was Dixie Whiting and Rena Park that have come out for the fourth race in the quarterfinals.
Ready.
Love to be being able to see what the reaction times. The start seemed quite quick, and both climbers pretty much neck and neck on the wall.
Wow, very close race. Whiting there taking it in the end. And that completes our last race of the quarterfinals.
Posting some great times there. So now the teams are getting quite competitive. The races, apologies. And moving into Kapai.
Here we have Carmichael on the left.
Ketchator on the right and Carmichael on the left, lane A. The athletes seem to be slipping quite a lot.
Wow.
Julian. What a great race.
What a race.
And Ketchator Faber. Taking the honours. So at the moment, coming out in, okay, we've got Broad in lane A on our left, and we have Un in lane B on our right.
Very quick reactions from both climbers. Wow.
Oh, these are some fantastic racing there, Julian. Both sub 9 races.
8.5, so now you can see the faster climbers getting pitted against each other, and that's when they're starting to go a bit faster now, and that's where you can see these times dropping.
What are the athletes actually thinking while they're waiting for their next run?
For me, I have music on and I'm really just psyching myself up. I'm assuming these athletes will try to do something a bit similar. It's a very explosive sport and you want to be firing by the time you get to the wall. So for me it's music. They might be getting in the zone.
So in lane A, we have Kumunskap and Sina in lane B. And Cerna taking that with a time of 7.585.
One of the fastest we've seen of the day. Just for reference, Roy, what is the national record we have here on the K route?
On the Pacific K, on our at our nationals, which is the under 12s. I know it's sub 7, Julian. I can't tell you exactly what it is.
So these climbers here
Bit of a
wanting a
major
shot.
stop there.
Kate's moving through to the next round.
Kate took it. Oh, ka pai. Ki ngā kai whakataitai. Whakataitai. So currently at the moment, due to the way it is set up, so there's something about a time limit where they need a mandatory rest time.
So each athlete between rounds has to have a minimum of 5 minutes rest, so that's where these breaks will come into and these athletes will get their rest before they head into the next round.
So, kaore I te tū ohu. So, they're fighting the pump, eh? Is that why they're having the break, so they don't have to fight the pump?
Yeah, of course, yep. The pump in their arms has time to reduce, they have time to recompose. As these athletes are now through to the semi-finals, and if they win that race, in for the gold and silver place.
So the marshallers at the moment will be considering presenting our top 4 in each category, the senior females, senior males.
There's going to be some very close races here in the coming semi-finals. Borman, Tan Peters, Henderson and Whiting, all in contention.
Alright, so those are our top 4 within our senior females, the New Zealand's Secondary School Sport Climbing Cup for 2024.
And I'd also just like to say how cool it is to see the step up in experience and the level of climbing in New Zealand, as last year we didn't have the opportunity to climb on this wall, so this year the fact that they get to is quite cool.
Tika tau, it's almost like they've seen some people's mentors previously and they just want to, now they have a pathway laid out for them.
Yeah, I have to say I'm quite honoured to be, I guess, the influence of a lot of climbers, especially up and coming, and I can't wait to see what we produce in the coming years in the sport of speed climbing.
Ki ngā whānau I te kāinga, so for our families at home, so this complex here that we're currently looking at, so there was a vision by a local climber in New Zealand, coach at the time. He had a vision of providing a speed wall. So we'll just get into our senior males.
Here we have the semi-finals. We have very strong competitors here. We have
Kechatoa Whaiba, apologies, we'll fix that. And then we have Zen Un, Keisha Kerner and Finlay Kate. So currently we've been presented with our top 4 from each category. So obviously our climbers are a little bit cold. I know at some stage they'd be wanting to show their school colours, college colours, but the wind is getting quite cold here in Tauranga Moana, Mount Maunganui.
a very strong lineup of climbers here. All very similar in quick times, so it'll be exciting to see who can handle that pressure and make it through to the next round.
So currently these are our semi-finalists. So it's a little bit different here. So even the person that comes second in their race, they have the ability to do the small final, is that?
That is correct. So even if you happen to lose your race, you still get another shot at third. You still get to race again, and the chance for third and fourth spots.
So if the whānau at home can see on there, all the red holds, the hand holds and foot holds, those are what we refer to as Olympic speed route. So throughout the world, they are using the same configuration. Actually, what were the colour of the holds when you were in Paris? I actually can't recall.
The holds were they were red. So as a standard, they have to be red. So at the last Olympics, that wasn't the case. So they had in Tokyo black and red holds.
So the first of our semi-finals, Misha Borman and Hansen in lane B.
An 8.8 second run for Borman. That'll put her into the finals. And Hansen still gets another opportunity for third place.
So congratulations to another of the local climbers here at Mount Maunganui College.
Out next we have Hicks versus Whiting. Hicks on the left, Whiting on the right.
Off to a great start, both of the climbers there. Oh, Whiting, a little bit of slip there.
Solid time again. Hicks straight through to the finals. She'll be versing Borman. A time of 9.4 seconds. And Whiting versus Hansen for third and fourth.
Okay, within the females, we're looking at some, I suppose Julian had mentioned that someone that was climbing quite strong traditionally. One of them's able to have made the final, the big final for the females. So now we're moving into our males. We have Un and Ketchator Faber. My apologies, Ketchator Faber is in lane A and our Un in lane B.
Quick, strong start from both climbers. Un with the slight lead. Ketchator Faber a slight slip. Wow. 7.6, very fast time from Un there on the left.
Fantastic racing. So On going through to the final. And Ketchator Faber in the small final. And Suna and Kate. So Suna in lane A on our left and Kate in our lane B. Both climbers coming out of Auckland, different colleges, but they do a lot of the national circuit, rock climbing circuits, both with the Auckland Sport Climbing Club.
Wow, very quick time, another 7.5. It'll be a very close finals between Un and Sona. And Kate still gets another opportunity to race for third and fourth.
So there is going to be a little slight break at the moment where, again, we've got to the situations where our climbers need a little bit of a break. So again, welcome to the Bay of Plenty Sport Climbing Club Association's speedball complex. So currently this is the only speedball complex, Olympics speedball complex within...
That's correct, this is the only full speed wall we have in New Zealand. We have another just based 5 minutes down the road, which is indoors in case of weather issues and doesn't allow us to climb outdoors. And there is a couple other walls that are put up around New Zealand, but they're not full 15-metre speed walls.
Ina ke te mahi. So we talk about the technical side of climbing. So I've probably misunderstood, but is there more strength within the upper body, or is there a lot with the lower body?
So interestingly, it's actually more the legs, the lower body drive, and the arms more steer or correct your movements. So you tend to use more of your lower body. It is equal, you do pull quite hard, but it is mainly driven from the lower body.
Oh, tika tau. So if you'd be looking for people that want to cross code. So at the moment we're coming up with our times of our semi-finalists. But if I take the opportunity, so if you had sprinters, they could ideally be great speed climbers.
Yes, in a background of climbing, because we have had some pretty amazing athletes come out and try this wall, and unfortunately, whilst they had all the power in the world, they couldn't put it to use because they had no background in climbing, which didn't allow them to use their feet properly or their arms, and it is quite a hard sport when you're looking at it from the outside.
Oh, kia ora, so nau mai whakatau mai rā. Kia koutou. Ki tēnei te pāpā hōtanga o whakaata Māori. Nau mai whakatau mai rā ki te poho o tauranga moana. Welcome back everyone, the whānau. So we're currently at the moment there's a slight delay with our climbers at the moment. And again, for those who've just tuned in, our climbers need a mandatory 5-minute break. So I always find it quite interesting how the marshal starts getting 2 or 3 different stopwatches to ensure that it is done. And I suppose it gives the ability for our climbers and actually the whānau that out in there. So you can see at the bottom of the screen there, we have a lot of spectators here supporting the climbing New Zealand Secondary Schools Climbing Cup for 2024. Possibly because we live in paradise and we've put on the sun for everyone. So currently we've been presented with our small final. Who have we got there, Julian?
Here we have Whiting versus Hansen for 3rd and 4th place.
So this is for the 3rd podium spot. So this will be a very intriguing race between our wahine toa.
Bit of a hesitation there from Whiting. And Hansen takes 3rd place in an 11.3 second run.
So they'll be, again, congratulations to Grace there. Pulling the big one out when it mattered.
Out next we have Borman versus Hicks. Both very fast speed climbers. Hicks actually coming up the ranks in speed climbing now. She's one of our young future stars, one to look out for sure.
A lot of focus and concentration there on Hicks's face as she's about to pull onto the wall.
Explosive start from both. Borman with the slight lead. And Borman takes in a 7.85 second run. Hicks in 2nd, very, very strong race.
So congratulations to both of our females, both of our wahine, both local climbers from the Maunganui College. E mihi ana, kia korua, ko te roma, kia tau. Kachatoa Faber and Kate. Apologies, so we have Kate in lane A and Kachatoa Faber in lane B. So this is our small final for the senior male. So Kate actually demonstrated, so with on this wall, we talk about a personal best, you must do a dance, he's already done his.
An explosive start from both. Kate with a slight stumble. Kachatoa Faber taking it in a 7.58 second time.
I could be mistaken, but at the moment, we haven't seen anyone being able to get close to our national records. From memory, it's a sub 7 seconds, but congratulations to Kachatoa Faber, who is able to take the 3rd spot on the podium. And this is your final.
Big final between Un and Cerna.
I think the local climbers from the Bay of Plenty unable to make it to the finals. So both to the Auckland climbers there, kudos to them. My hat's tipped. Well done.
This will be an exciting race. These two have been putting down some pretty quick and even times.
So this is our pinnacle of race for the day, our open males. Let's see what times they can do.
Oh, slight stumble from Cerna, but he's catching up. Un taking it 7.27 seconds. Very exciting race there.
So again, congratulations to Zen Un and Misha Borman. So for the 2024 Senior New Zealand Secondary Schools Climbing Cup champions. Well done to them. Thank you very much for agreeing to come help out in the commentary today, Julian. E mihi nui kia koe, I mohi o ana au, I te taumaha I o mahi, I a rā, I a wiki, I a marama, I a tau. Kia tau te rangi Māori, kia kā kia maia I o huarahi, mo o tūmanako, mo o ka pai boy. So well done with your endeavours again.
Thank you, Roy. Always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure. And it's awesome to see these young kids coming up through the ranks and, you know, getting this I guess, time to show their hard work, you know. I mean, it's a cool thing to be able to showcase your skills, and these kids have a very bright future ahead of them should they decide to pursue this career in climbing.
I suppose someone of my ilk, my generation, I always quite enjoy hearing a young, sorry, how old are you?
19.
19, when we're talking about kids that are only a couple of years younger.
It is pretty crazy to think that I was here only 2-3 years ago, and you know, knowing the progression that they could make should they decide to continue climbing is, well, the Olympics.
Yeah. So again, congratulations, Julian, and to Sarah Tetzlaff that were being able and lucky enough to be selected for that. A bit of a shout out to our local partners. So on our screen there we have Bailey's, we have Caltex, also the Rob Waddell Associates, also with our local Gecko production crew. With them, we're able to, pauri mai, ko te whakaata Māori, ko te Bailey's, Caltex, New Zealand Carbon Farming and Apollo Projects. So to that, those people there have enabled our dream to keep moving. Ngā mihi kia koutou katoa, he mihi mahana, he mihi nui kia koutou katoa, I ara mai I tautoko I a mātou rangatahi, I a ata, I a rangi.
So here we have Grace Hansen out in third, Cara Hicks in second, and Misha Borman taking the #1 spot for this year's Climbing Cup Speed Finals. The local school of Mount Maunganui dominating there and taking first and second.
I hope I'm not wrong with this statement, but I believe Misha, hopefully I'm right, Misha actually taken out last year. So on the third spot there, I thought I seen Ketchator Faber. Then Sina taking and Un taking the top spot.
Taking it in a 7.5 second time, no less.
So to our, and I know there'll be a few of the whānau watching this, so unfortunately the medals that our athletes, our finalists, should we had a podium here, will be presented at the Roctopia. So to ensure that things are done correctly, they'll have another podium down there. So looking at our finalists, again we have Misha Borman, successful for 2024 with a time of 7.857. Kia kaha te wahine toa.
Here we have our men's finals and taking it in 7.27 seconds. Very close races, very exciting.
So just watching that the spectators are moving off, I'm sure they had an enjoyable day. Kia ora everyone, so currently we're just going to take a brief intermission and we'll throw out some ads.
Māori Active, streaming live at youtube.com/Whakaata Māori. Subscribe now.
Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this privately owned swimming centre that was still in the planning stages. The owner spent 8 years trying to make the project viable, but the design was continually over budget, a design he was paying for. So, he called Apollo to help, because he trusted us to deliver. We got to know the critical success factors of the business. The current building plans had lost sight of what was needed. We took a fresh approach, starting with the most important aspect of the facility, the water bodies. Then, balanced the critical success factors of function, form, and cost to bring the designs in on budget. Finally, we could deliver the owner the new facility he needed. At Apollo, we understand your key success factors, put function over form if required, deliver what is needed at the highest quality, have lower operating costs, and always have very happy clients. Like this one, who was pretty stoked. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Get the Māori Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make Māori Plus your mate and stream now.
What's Rawe? Pekka? Sino pai? Taiaha. Ko mōhi o koe ki te hanga o te kai kōrero. I runga I te āhua o tana rākau. Oi! Croc! Manu kōrero, the makers of rangatira. Mātaki ki te reo me Māori Plus. Rangatira.